What is it about a tag-along tour that is or could be appealing to us as four-wheel drive camping enthusiasts?
Well, it's a fun way. It's a fun way to learn. It's a fun way to gain confidence of four-wheel drive, depending on the type of tour we do. The tours that we used to do involve sand dunes and all that kind of stuff. So there's always an element of risk because you do have beginners, complete beginners coming along, or people who don't.
So that risk is taken on by you, though.
Well, there's insurances.
Yeah, okay.
In place, and everyone has to have their vehicle insurance,
Okay,
and the vehicles have to be up to scratch, and have to have a they don't have to be up to scratch because they will get scratched in that sense, but they do have to be like serviced beforehand.
Yep.
Depending on all these trips, there's all these criteria, so it's something that people need to be aware of.
Yep.
And they'll come on the trip. They'll already know what they need because usually that's provided for them. You know, this is the kind of weather you're going to experience, and this is the layout of the days. And if there's any day where I know we'll be arriving into the dark, which there was one that we used to do, that where you guaranteed that.
Yeah.
It's like
not every day for you?
Oh, not every day. Well, not when I've got tag-along tour people with me, you know.
Had to stick to schedule.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes, flat tyres and problems
Things
or
pop up.
car problems, and then you end up taking longer, or you get a person who doesn't drive at the same rate and the same speed.
Yep.
That can also hold things up. But generally speaking, it generally goes quite smooth.
What's the sort of number you're probably looking at for
maximum?
What are you doing over here?
I actually think the maximum that, from memory, the maximum you're allowed is a 12-car convoy.
Oh, okay.
And that's just in general, because any more cars than that, it's a lot of wear on the actual tracks as well.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, those busy areas is always chewed up and all that. The same thing kind of happens with, say, like a 12-car convoy. Say there's been a bit of rain. This muddy patch that was nothing for the first 5 cars all of a sudden is becoming worse and worse and worse. And then the last car might be skidding or something, or getting bogged even. And these things happen. So any more cars than that, it's just too many people to manage. And also that is kind of like a nice sort of number. From 12 to about 8 cars is a good number. You get a good mix of people, and everyone generally gets along. We've only ever had one incidents where people didn't quite get along, but it got ironed out pretty quick.
Was it ironed out with like?
It was ironed out with
punch
a stern. No. It was ironed out with a stern chat around the fire after most of the others had gone to bed. So I hung around just to make sure, because I had a feeling this person was going to come back.
You refereed a campfire brawl
from a distance. They probably didn't even notice I was there. But
imagine, Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're in the bushes.
Running down.
No, I was just standing by my car, and because I'm usually
all over his face.
I'm usually close to the fire, because bouncing around, making sure everyone's all right.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour job, man.
I never thought about. So when I was thinking about tag-along tours, I if you found the time and you could set aside, because what they do is a lot of these, so they offer like this time of year, this date to this date. So it's like if you were actually planning a trip or a holiday, and you can pick that date to take time off work to that date, it's all there set up for you.
Yep.
And I always thought like a great part about tag-along tours, which I'm sure it is on 95% of the trips, is you meet some great people, like-minded,
100%,
wanting to get out there and do the same thing. I never thought about not getting along with one of them. Would be a bit hard.
I mean, we always focus on the negative, right? And there's only been one instance where...
Oh, that's pretty good.
One instance out of... I can't even count how many. Yeah. But it got ironed out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it was like a gentleman's kind of...
Yeah.
Like it was this one bloke telling the other bloke didn't appreciate the way you were...
Yep.
Blah, 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 and that was it.
Okay. Amicable.
Done.
I like it. Well, so a few that I found now, I tried to cover a few areas, and again, no connection with these, but Birchie's fishing tours. Birchie,
if the mud ain't flying, you ain't trying.
He's well known, Birchie, now. I think he's featured on some of the like 4-wheel drive 24/7 and all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Leck has been up there to see Birchie. Like he's well known.
Yeah, Leck he's a bit of a regular up there.
Yeah. And as I was driving here, I bumped into Crystal Petrevsky, who's from Halls Creek, and I said, I'm actually going, and she was checking out the new 79. And then I was like, I'm actually going to the podcast right now. I was like, do you know Birchie from up towards home? And she's like, yeah, I know Birchie. And then so she was raving about it as well. And she told me that you're guaranteed to catch a big barra up there.
Yeah.
So
have you seen the barra he's catching up there?
I looked at the gallery
insane.
Like I obviously don't see the Instagram or updates regularly, but I checked out the website and it was unbelievable. So Birchie's Fishing Tours up in the Kimberley. Swagalong.com.au is at Cape York. They offer trips through Cape York and all around far north Queensland. saecotours.com. They everywhere throughout SA, and the Off-Road Tradies are another one that I found.
Oh, I met those guys, yeah.
And they pretty much offer everywhere, but what stood out was Vic High Country, Simpson Desert, a couple of different ones there. But I just like there was
internalised that one.
Lucky. I still feel bad about that one I dropped a couple of weeks ago.
Don't drink fizzy drinks.
Oh, you didn't bleep that out?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I bleeped it out.
Can you do that to this one as well?
I didn't even
hear it.
Oh, good.
There you
Yeah, so these tag along tours are great idea, I think. For me, who's the novice in this setup, in this relationship, I think your confidence levels would be so much higher being with a group like this, and probably not always going to be people at your level. There'll be varying levels of four-wheel drive and camping sort of setups, but
the levels will be varied completely.
Yes,
you have some people that are good at driving, sand dunes, rocks. They know all the stuff about driving, but when it comes to camping, they're like really like unorganized and don't really know what they're doing.
Yep.
Whereas you have some people who don't really know how to drive, but they're like so
it's all,
you kind of get good ideas from everyone as well.
To me, they look like a great idea, and I don't know what popped into my head to go and check these out, but I just think they offer so much for what it is, and like you say, there's risk in everything you do, but they also, the providers of these tours, take on a little bit of that risk for you, which I think's
it's manageable risk.
Yeah, and it's comforting for me. I believe, because I know if I get into trouble, the help's right there. Anyway, I just think it's a great concept.
It is a great concept, and if you get the right people, and say you're bogged sideways on a sand dune, if that's you on your own and you're not experienced with that kind of thing, it's a scary situation. But on a tag along tour, it's like it's a bit of a laugh, get a photo, let's get you out safely.
Yeah. Actually, talking to Crystal, not Samo, who I used to play with, was a teammate of mine. Crystal's cousin. Crystal was saying that he got stuck up. I don't know. They were somewhere off the Gib fishing, and it rained. Not where they were at the time, but on their way back, it must have poured down somewhere else. And this is recently, I think. And they got stuck for 24 hours.
Oh, the rivers.
And they had to wait it out. But apparently they just left the car and went fishing.
No.
So everyone was a winner in the end. But
I know, we've got to be fishing for another 24 hours.
I reckon Birchie's Fishing Tours is the one. Like, I know we're in WA and we sometimes go a bit hard on WA stuff, but
he does hunting
incredible
as well.
Yeah. There's some great shots on the website of that too.
We actually get to prepare the whatever it is you're hunting, or you get to prepare it yourself.
Yeah.
And he more or less supervises and shows you how to do it, tells you how to do it, which is really cool, because most of the hunting tours that I know of, they just take the shot, animals down.
Yep.
Someone else takes care of that.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Like, it's your one-stop shop really for a great trip. Some
and like
different experiences on
country.
country.
Keep banging on about WA. I mean, WA is kind of like different countries in one almost.
It is, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, how different is the Kimberley to the Pilbara? And the Pilbara itself is like, you could split that into two as well.
Yeah.